All right, team. So we are at the beginning of a brand new year. And one of the things that seems to happen over and over again is coaches, trainers, and probably just most people in general, even when I was doing a lot of personal training, you just see people repeat the same year over and over. And what I want to do today is create this video, give you worksheets, and just show you how to actually map out what you want to be doing each day, each month, each week to be able to change the outcome of this time next year, rather than just repeating the same stuff that you were repeating, say 5 days ago, which was last year, because we're just going to end up in the same place. So if we go through some of these worksheets, and if you're not already in the Fit Pro School, all of these worksheets are inside the modules in here, so you can just click on that. If you want access to that, let me know and I'll send that through. If you're on YouTube, hit subscribe, get access to all of that sort of stuff through there as well. We can create videos like this every single week that's designed to help coaches and trainers stay in the industry, but let's get into it here. So the first thing is, like, if you actually want to create success with your online business, you've really got to figure out, like, why are you doing this? Because in any business, shit gets hard, and it always does. It's never this constant flow of just like good times. It's always up and down, and the higher or the better you get, or the more you're achieving, those ups and downs I've sort of found myself to be higher and lower, bigger lows, bigger highs, and that's why it's sometimes easier just to stay where you are, because there's not this big flow of up and down. It's quite neutral most of the time. But if you want to achieve big things, you're going to get some downs. So you've got to understand why you're doing what you're doing and what's the main reason that you're here. So here is just like a goal setting sheet that you can go through. I've been doing this for a couple of years now. This exact worksheet is pretty simple, and most of you would have seen SMART goals and so on in the past, but it'll be just go through how to set your goals throughout this as well. Then what we look at is, like, well, let's break those down into categories. So we talk about, like, what's your business goals, financial goals, your personal goals, whether that be with your training, your family. What do you really want to achieve, and what are you wanting to do? Then you look at your mission, vision, and principles. Like, what is your purpose? Why are you in the industry you're in? People talk to me all the time about trying to help people. Oh, I just want to help more people. But why do you want to help people? You've still got to remember, like, if you look at the love languages, if you haven't read that great book, have a look at the 5 love languages. But if you look at that, most times we say things like, I want to help people, is because it's the way it makes us feel from doing it. So that's the why, right? It's not just about helping people, it makes you feel good about doing it. That's why some people with the love languages are gifts. So they'll often give gifts, and they don't realize that they're giving the gift because they're receiving at that point. They're receiving in the moment of giving the gift. So it's also about them, right? So just go through the worksheet and just get real deep. Like, why are you even doing what you're doing? Define your vision, define your mission, because it's going to help you in those hard times. And I promise you, there is going to be some hard times. So go through that there. Then what we want to look at is, like, we can define a business model and a business goal using a worksheet like this. So we can have different options, and again, we teach in our Fit Pro School Masterclass 3 different options, so you have different pricing models. And that's just purely because, like, most people are coming in for the fact that they want to help people, so we can help more people. Sometimes, once we've niched down, we're still talking with people who don't fit into our niche, so we can start creating second tier offers to actually be able to help them as well. And then you can just, like, work out how many actual units or clients you're actually looking to sell, and then you can reverse engineer that. So let's just say you want to be at 10k per month, and you just reverse engineer that of, like, how many leads that you're going to be needing, selling at, say, 20-30%. How many sales calls can you do each week? Let's say that was 10, and you just revert back to go, okay, well, if I can execute on the things that we're about to go over soon, then I should be at XYZ amount of dollars at this date. So you've kind of planned it out. The same as with, like, training. If you look at, like, you talk with a client, they want to lose XYZ amount of weight, then you can reverse engineer that and go, okay, well, if we're losing this much weight, mate, each week, each month, then we should be at our ideal weight at this time frame. So we just do the same with this here. Then what we have to have a look at is we can, like, planning from here. So again, I won't go into this in too much detail because I've got training videos for all of each individual step of this, but I'm just going to run you through as an overview. So we kind of work backwards and go, how many clients do we want at what price point, we'll reach this at whatever goal. Then we can have a look at, like, percentages of what sort of percentages we need to be hitting each week, each month to be able to get there. Because you have no shows, right? You have people that will book in and they won't show. So you've got to accommodate for all that sort of stuff. And we put an error here of a 20% margin. Then when we just go through like tracking and stuff as well, like this is pretty in-depth tracking, like personal tracking. You are your business. You have to track the way you sleep, the way you eat, if you want to perform at your best. If you don't, then cool, not a big deal. But here's a tracking sheet that you can use if that's your prerogative as well. Then we have a look at our business as well. We definitely want to be tracking this, like pillars, power activities, work hours. I got this from a guy, Tom Worth. Check his stuff out, he is fantastic. Strategy sessions, and then just like the same thing but weekly. So we have like our health and our business, and then we just track it weekly, so we can keep going. Our prediction, new clients, let's say that was 2, cash collected, let's just make this up, say 1,000, and then we just say whether we hit it or not, and we just do that throughout as well. And then this is a good way of just like doing your predictions as well versus actual, because man, it's so easy to just make a number up and say I want to be here, I want to have $10,000 in the next 3 months, right? And then when you have a look at this and if you actually follow this, most people are just so far away and just dreaming that at least you can see it for real rather than just running on hopes and dreams. You can actually like predict some real data. Now in this one here, when we talked about like power activities and so on, these. Again, this isn't one that I use, but it's just an example of that as well. Again, these worksheets are all in the FitPro School. Jump in there and grab them if you want them. So once those 2 are done, then you would look at like tracking. Here's a sales tracking sheet as well that you can use as well, and it's just, again, you've got to know what's going on so you can make some changes. So you can like, okay, we're predicting 10, we've got 10 booked in, 2 showed, so you can see exactly what's going on, what's wrong, and why that hasn't worked. An alarm going off, we'll ignore that. So important, keep tracking that as well. And then ads tracking sheet as well that we've got in there as well, so you can start tracking ads if you're running ads. A few clients are running ads now reasonably well, so this is just the tracking sheet that we use for that as well. Then when we have a look at the wall map, so this is, we go into our daily, so we've mapped out like where do we want to be, high level, mission, vision, principles. Then we go model maths, is this thing actually going to work from a business point of view? And then we just tear it down and we go, okay, cool, where does this need to be quarterly as well? Then we're tracking our daily, and our daily goes more into this. So we just map it out, like what are we going to be doing each day here. And then I usually just put that into a book. Now I've got videos in here if you want to have a look at like how to actually use these wall maps. Again, Sam Oven's got some really great stuff around this. It's literally his. So I just follow this every single day. Then I just take that, like it's pretty dialed in, so I'd almost just copy and paste that. But then if we're doing a launch of anything, I'll just write what emails are coming out at what point of time to make sure that our Facebook and Instagram all align with that as well. So if you are looking to do better this year, if you're looking at having a year that's not the same as last year, these tracking sheets and stuff would be fantastic. So you kind of go, so you'll know, just like plan it, like plan for success. Don't just plan for it to be terrible again. If it was terrible, if you had a great year last year, fantastic, well done, that's awesome. If not, then it's time to make some changes. Then just here's some tracking sheets. It's all free and available in the FitPro School. Just click on links, I chuck them everywhere.